Chris Cuomo of CNN made some comments yesterday that blew up on social media. He was discussing Trump, and then this happened.
This is a distraction. The only thing that's bothersome about it is that I see being called fake news as the equivalent of the N-word for journalists, the equivalent of calling an Italian any of the ugly words that people have for that ethnicity. That's what fake news is to a journalist. It is an ugly insult, and you better be right if you're going to charge a journalist with lying on purpose. And the president was not right here, and he's not been right in the past.
Okay, yeah, the Trump, whenever he says fake news, you can almost guarantee it's not fake news. It's totally accurate. He just calls anything he doesn't like fake news. Anything that paints him in a negative light, fake news. But you see why that blew up, right? He says being called fake news as a journalist is like being called the N-word. Yeah, no. Nah, son. Pump your brakes, dog. No. So here's a good time to call CNN fake news when they do fake news. Here's how often you can call CNN fake news. Pretty often. Look, CNN, I mean, they're hilarious in that they, like, the journalists there have such a high opinion of themselves. Like, I love Jake Tapper, like, going on a crusade on Twitter against RT. Meanwhile, like, he doesn't understand how much of a joke CNN is in the minds of most political junkies. Like, CNN, you spent, 3 fucking weeks talking about a missing plane, having Don Lemon play with, like, little model planes on air and speculate that maybe the plane went missing into a black hole. That's what you do, and you have the nerve to get angry when people are like, I don't think you're doing this right. One of my favorite CNN stories, they put breaking news: the Titanic sank 102 years ago today. That is quite literally the opposite of breaking news. They did breaking news: people are sleigh riding on the Capitol, the hill by the Capitol. This isn't breaking news, CNN. Remember when Wolf Blitzer was speaking to Rand Paul, and Rand Paul had proposed some sort of legislation to, like, stop arming Saudi Arabia and stop the massacre of innocent civilians in Yemen? And Wolf Blitzer said, if you do that, I don't know, man, I'm kind of concerned about the defense industry's profits and jobs. And Rand Paul was like, oh. And political junkies across the country, you heard the collective gasp, like, oh shit, he really just said that. Like, but jobs. Oh, we're slaughtering innocent women and children and bombing mosques and hospitals and schools. And his response is, jobs. Like, there's jobs and stuff. You gotta give the defense contractors their money. Like, CNN is a fucking pathetic joke. Pathetic joke. They had more to say about a fake letter with no evidence of it that fucking Vladimir Putin has a tape of hookers pissing on Donald Trump. They had more to say about that than when Donald Trump repeatedly said on national TV, we have to take out their families. We have to take out their families. Meaning, let's kill civilians in the Middle East. They had more to say about a fake story about piss than that. So, yeah, Chris, you guys are oftentimes fake news, or at the very least, bad news, sad news. So stop with the fucking pearl clutching. Like, you guys are so great over there. You're really bad. Like, you're really shitty at your jobs. I don't think you get that. So CNN sucks. So no, don't give me this, you're calling us fake news? Like, calling somebody the N-word. It's nothing like somebody getting called the N-word.